Chapter 64:12. It can be seen from the video that there were many people waiting outside the iron gate. When the train slowly drove to the front, several people did not open the iron gate. Instead, someone boarded the front of the train and talked to the driver for a few words. Then he asked the people below to open the door and ride with the driver into the factory area. The entire factory area is like a huge T-shaped, with the production area on top and 3 train tracks and 2 semi-enclosed platforms for loading goods on the bottom. Among the 3 tracks, the main line passes through the middle of the 2 platforms. And on the other side of the 2 platforms are 2 arrival and departure lines. In the picture, a freight train has been parked on the left arrival and departure line. And the vehicle in the video passes the switch and stops on the right arrival and departure line. At this time, there are many staff members on the right platform. They are still transporting the produced phosphate to the platform. These goods are waiting for the empty carriages transported by the train. As soon as the train arrives, they will start loading the empty carriages. However, Charlie and Duncan can see the purpose of their doing this. These loaders are strong and look like martial artists. They are busy on the platform when the train enters the station. I think the real purpose is to keep an eye on the trains entering the station at all times to prevent enemies from attacking. After the train in the video came to a complete stop, it uncoupled and began to change direction. It then towed the train, which was already loaded with goods, from the other side to the departure line. The whole process did not take too long. There were always nearly 100 staff members of various types on the platforms on both sides of Duke Mining. After that, the locomotive completed the change of direction via the main line. And after waiting for about 10 minutes, it drove away from the factory. After watching the video, Charlie couldn't help but sigh. This Duke Mining is now as solid as a rock. Especially the core factory area, which is built like a prison. There is such an open buffer area outside. It is very difficult to get in quietly. The only chance may be the train. Duncan nodded, asked the driver a few words, and said to Charlie. The driver said that the reason why Duke Mining is as heavily guarded as a prison is mainly because they have had many vicious cases in the past few years. Someone once sneaked into the factory area and killed their 2 financial personnel and robbed millions of dollars. Someone else sneaked into the factory area and stole precision equipment worth millions of dollars. Phosphates are often stolen. These cases later became unsolved cases. Duke Mining was very dissatisfied with the local police's handling of the case. So it reinforced itself. Charlie smiled and said, "This sounds like a self-written and self-directed self-torture plan. Blind reinforcement will arouse suspicion. But artificially concocting a few serious cases in advance can go with the flow and make the reinforcement defense reasonable and legal." Yes. Duncan nodded and said, "I also think they are asking for trouble." Then he said, "Mr. Wade, this place is already impregnable. Now they have expanded the defense to the periphery and will soon install high-tech equipment. Once these things are in place, I am afraid it will be difficult to get in." Charlie touched his chin and thought. Time is tight. We must get in before their new equipment is put into use. After that, he pointed at the Duke Mining staff on the platform and said, "Inspector Lee, I need a set of work clothes that are exactly the same as theirs. Is there any way to get them? In addition, we need to find a way to delay the delivery time of their batch of goods tomorrow. It is best to wait until the evening before driving. Then I will go in with the delivery train." When Duncan heard that Charlie wanted the same work clothes as them, he hurriedly asked, "Mr. Wade, are you planning to hide in the freight car to sneak in?" "Yes." Charlie said, "I will follow the fully loaded train in. Even if they have thermal imaging or life detectors, they can't penetrate the metal carriages and the full load of goods inside. In this way, as long as the door is not opened and people don't come in, they won't notice my presence. Even if they do, it doesn't matter. There are dozens of them on the platform. Tomorrow's train will have 20 carriages. At that time, only 3 or 4 people will come in from each carriage to unload the goods. I can find the right time to control them. and then blend in and become one of them. Everyone will be wearing the same clothes and busy with their own things. Plus, it'll be night, and with me on the platform, I shouldn't be noticed. Duncan felt that although the method Charlie said was feasible, the risk factor was not low, so Charlie said, as long as they don't have things like close-in defense guns, no one can stop me. I will hide on the train not because I am afraid of them, but because I don't want to be discovered in advance. If I am discovered after entering, I can immediately stop the loss and fight my way out. Duncan was relieved when he heard this and said, since Mr. Wade is sure, I will cooperate with him to the fullest. After that, he carefully identified the clothes of the workers in the video and said, these should be ordinary anti-static labor protection clothing, which should be available on the market. But their clothes should be customized. And there are Duke Mining logos on the front and back of the clothes. This may not be easy to solve. It doesn't matter. Charlie said, just find me the same clothes and shoes, and I will find someone to change a set as soon as possible.